Born and bred in Tuscaloosa, not raised in Baton Rouge. Didn't ride no wagon train to Norman or to Boone. They said I'd never make it, just a name they overlook. Now I'm burning up their game plans and ripping up their books. No 5-star shot, no silver spoon. I came up grinding on a Friday night moves. Now they feel me coming like a 4th down blitz. Got 'em talking sideways, throwing fits. But I must admit, I can't quit. 'Cause I'm the outlaw of college football.
All right, we got this thing started a little late. I apologize. I was helping Killer Breeze finish up the Oklahoma and Mississippi State game, which is still going on. He will join us here in a second. I'm going ahead and starting it up for all you guys and gals out there in Texas and Arizona State. We're about to get this game started for you. It's in commercial break right now. So when it comes back from commercial break, I will when we come back from break, I will go ahead and put the game volume on, the actual call of the game. I will allow the call of the game to come up when the commercial break is over. And y'all can hear the play-by-play. So I'm going to go back over there, and I'm going to go ahead and put this volume on for y'all, and y'all enjoy, and I'll be back in just a second.
I think we found him.
Shut up, trolls.
Inside the NBA lives on ESPN and ABC.
This is what everyone's talking about.
Everything's on the table.
This is what champions come to take. This is what everyone came to see.
And the slam.
No do-overs. No second chances. No more Mr. Nice.
Woo! $100 donation.
It's winner
Wow.
take all.
Damn,
It's
brother.
all happening now on the home of the NBA.
You definitely
Finals.
look.
Don't miss it. June 3rd on ABC and the ESPN app.
The NCAA Softball Super Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Welcome back to Austin, Texas, Game 3 between Arizona
man,
State
y'all
and the
gonna-
Texas Longhorns. And the hero, the reason for
Y'all gonna
Game
make
3
me
on
wanna
this
come
Sunday
out there
afternoon,
and have a
not
party with
even
y'all
found
this
in the
morning.
Texas lineup. Pinch
I'm
hitter
gonna take y'all out
Vic
to the bar. We're gonna
Hunter,
have to
who
get
had
some
the
shots.
go-ahead home run yesterday to give Texas their first lead of this Super Regional and eventually the win
I gotta
in
go to
Game
my
2 to
daughter's.
force a
That's
Game
where I'm
3 today.
going.
I caught up with her before the game and I said, what makes you such a good pinch
And I
hitter?
went
She
ahead
said,
and started that
I have
game.
learned to focus so much on my breath work. I have to keep my heart rate down. So when my name is called, there's no panic. It's just adrenaline and excitement. When my name's called, I'm ready.
Well, she has been ready time and again. Alyssa had a pinch hit RBI single to get Texas on the board in the SEC championship. Remember 2 years ago, a pinch hit grand slam in game 1 of the Supers here against A&M. No doubt in a big spot, Vic Hunter will be called upon again by Mike White. A scoreless game as we hit the second, and Tegan Kavan works to Katie Chester. Talked to some of the Texas players earlier in the week. Reese Atwood said we're better this year because of the depth we have. That's an example, the depth they can go to off the bench with Victoria Hunter. Chester's had a quiet Super Regional. 0 for 4 with a couple of walks. Katie Chester is 1 home run away still from tying Sid Sanders' single-season Arizona State home run record. A proud power-hitting program history. As Chester knocks one foul.
And it's crazy to look at ASU's super regional numbers and see that Katie Chester has been quiet. Ashley Mejia has been quiet. And so is Emily Shep. Three hitters right there in the middle of the order for ASU that have yet to do a lot of damage. Are they going to wake up today?
Chester with a line drive out to short. Tegan Kavan has retired 4 in a row off of a leadoff single. Wasn't much of a question for Mike White. He was going to go back to his ace, who's only thrown 7 innings in the first 2 games of his Super Regional, thrown 137 pitches over the 2 games. Kenzie Brown, in comparison, has thrown 10 innings and 144 pitches, so both aces are in fairly similar spots, so Teagan's thrown a little less. There's a foul ball off the end of the bat of Emily Shep. We've seen Tegan Cavan struggle in some different ways in this series, Amanda. What do you expect from Tegan Cavan in Game 3? What tweaks can she make based on the first 2 games?
I expect her to show up and be the Tegan Cavan that we have seen in the NCAA tournament before Super Regionals and then all of the 2025 NCAA tournament through the World Series. And that means that she's getting swings and misses on her rise ball. She is effectively going down the zone at the knees with her drop ball, and she also is throwing her changeup low in the zone and not leaving that pitch up in the zone where ASU can hunt it and look for mistakes up.
Shep down the line in third. That's a fair ball. Got a piece of the changeup, and Emily Shep, dropped in the batting order, responds with her first hit of the Supers.
Well, and I think that was just an Emily Shep coming to the plate that is like, I am going to do whatever it takes to find a way to get on. That changeup wasn't at a bad height at all. Good pitch, but just a Emily Shep going up that is resilient. I guarantee she went up saying, I am going to find a way to get on base today and contribute to this offense in Game 3 of the Super.
A transfer from Arizona, who has the second Sun Devil hit, and now a ball slapped through the left side by Yaya Acuna. Acuna 3 for 6 with a walk in the Supers, and on back-to-back pitches, Arizona State puts 2 runners on.
That ball was hit hard past J.C. Nichols. J.C. Nichols was halfway up the line expecting a bunt, and Acuna just slaps it past her to get 2 on for ASU. And the one thing to note, too, we talked about this in Game 1 and Game 2, ASU has seen a lot of rise ball pitchers in the month of May. I think that they're just very comfortable against a rise ball pitcher like Cavan, because of the experience that they've had against some of the best rise ball pitchers in the country before this.
Finally, a swing and a miss on that rise ball. It's Brooklyn Ulrich, who had the best at-bat of the Supers yesterday, a 10-pitch battle against Cavan, ending in an RBI double. That was in the second inning to open the scoring. And the lifelong Sun Devil fan can do so again. 1-1 pitch.
And I think when Tegan Cavan sees that swing and miss on her rise ball, it starts to fill that confidence cup inside of her. It starts to give her momentum. It starts to give her a positive mindset that she can continue to get those swings and misses. So that first rise ball swing and miss against Ulrich, I think, was big in this inning.
Ulrich does not strike out despite a reset would roar, a pitch that looked perfectly over at the knees.
This has got to be called. This is a strike right at the knees. I think that gets the bottom of the zone. It's definitely right down the heart of the plate. We have to have that be a called strike there.
Scott Mayer, the plate umpire, missed it. Ulrich gets a reprieve, and Atwood takes time.
Well, now Reese Atwood is going to go out and talk to her, just understanding how important this at-bat is for Tegan Cavan. And we talked about that swing and miss with the rise ball, and she just missed that drop ball down in the zone there. She wants to make sure that Tegan Cavan is in the best headspace to continue this momentum that she's built even within this at-bat here.
2 on, 1 out. Ulrich swings and misses. A little extra work, even more satisfying for Cavan.
This relationship that Cavan and Atwood have is just so special. The way that she went out to talk to her, probably, I believe in you, still go at her with your best stuff. Look at how Reese Atwood just gives her eye contact after that strikeout. She knows what she is capable of, and it's getting the chase like that.
Nearly every one of Tegan's games in 3 years. And now the 9-hitter, Tiade Ho-Ching, well late on that rise ball. Ho-Ching had a 6-game hit streak snapped yesterday. Overall numbers are okay, but the tournament numbers are terrific. She had a couple of hits off Kavan on Friday night. In the dirt, Atwood gets a backhand to it. Shep at second and Acuna at first, hold with 2 outs in this scoreless game.
The one thing to think about with a lower zone is how tall Reese Atwood is back behind the plate. So I'll be interested to see as this game goes on, with Sam Swan being 5'3", only back behind the plate, and Reese Atwood being 6 foot. Does that affect the strike zone at all for the home plate umpire? We have two different catchers that are completely different heights, and Tegan Kavan and Kinsey Brown throw very similarly. Both lean on their rise ball, both go down with their drop ball. I'm interested to see, though, with a different size catcher, if we're able to get the bottom of the zone with Swan catching for ASU.
Now here's a visit from Patty Ruth Taylor, Texas's pitching coach. Tegan Kavan has had precious few easy innings in this Super Regional.
One of the things that head coach Mike White says that they continue to emphasize to Tegan is that sometimes when she feels like she's not in control, they remind her that she is. You're in control of your best pitch, which is your next pitch. Sometimes as a player, you can get stuck in looking at who's on deck, the game itself. One pitch at a time has been their biggest message to her.
And she's struggled a little bit, Alyssa, through the month of April. Kavan, like a lot of these Longhorns, hit a bit of a midseason skid. Was really roaring out of it in May until running into Arizona State. These are the numbers in games 1 and 2. And 2 on here in the second of game 3 as Kavan misses wide. That first inning to open the series was an 11-pitch, 11-strike, 1-2-3 inning. Kavan has allowed a base runner in all 8 of the innings since. 3-1 for Ho Ching. And a strike moved in there to run the count full.
That mindset is so important for a pitcher, is to continually work on, to stay positive.
The runners will go. Shep and Acuna. Ho Ching takes in the dirt. Ball forward, loads the bases. Kavan's first walk. Flips the lineup card over to Tanya Wendell.
It's a great at-bat by Ho Ching to take some pitches there, make Tegan Kavan work, not chase like Brooklyn Ulrich did in the at-bat before her.
And Wendell, the senior from Peoria, has the moment of her college softball life. Began her career at Utah Tech. Arizona State hosted the first ever softball camp she went to. Fell in love with the school and transferred there after her first year in college. She has the bases full in the second as she grounds the ball to first and Stewart. Arizona State gets 3 runners and strands them all. Still scoreless in game 3.
This is a story about the one. The one who looks to Granger to make sparks fly. Getting it done right is a craft. It takes experience, the right material, and the right partner like Granger, with a wide range of professional-grade products. For the one, working hard means others can play even harder. Call, click Granger.com, or stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
It's more than a cup. It's the heaviest 35 pounds ever lifted.
The hardest trophy to win.
The only question is, who will raise it? Stanley Cup Final on ABC and the ESPN app.
What would you pay for an iPad Pro? I only paid $42 on Deal Dash.
DealDash.com. Online auction since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. And this smart charcoal grill sold for $16. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20. Deals like these and many more happen in the thousands of daily auctions on DealDash.com. All auctions start at $0. And remember, everything must go.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56. I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And you get a 90-day money-back guarantee with your first purchase.
This brand new iPhone sold for less than $42. And this DJI drone sold for less than $21.
And I got it for $16 on Deal Dash.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
There are auctions going on right now. So what are you waiting for?
Kenzie Brown has come a long, long way. Her first year at Tulsa. Megan Bartlett desperately wanted to get her to Ball State, where she was coaching before taking the Texas assistant job. She goes to Tulsa for a year, transfers to Arizona State, and missed her second year there due to an ankle injury. Bounced back brilliantly. First team All-American a year ago, 128 ERA, 289 strikeouts, and has continued to grow this year, becoming a third-round pick of the Portland Cascade in the AUSL draft. Brown comes from Lake City, Illinois, a tiny, tiny town of about 60 people, had a 6.78 ERA as a freshman in Tulsa. It is hard to believe, Amanda, what she's become.
Well, and she's battled through injury, too, even this season. You saw that she missed a season with that ankle reconstruction, actually, but she was injured earlier this season. I think that's what you see, that March ERA inflated, but took some time to get healthy, and you saw April, she rebounded and has pitched her best of the season in the month of May.
A big batter here with Reese Atwood, and an off-speed strike starts her 0-1. Hard to believe when you look at the numbers and where Kenzie Brown came from, but not hard to believe for Megan Bartlett. She said when she saw Kenzie Brown at age 15, she said, I looked at her and told her she was going to be a professional.
Well, it's almost like she saw this month coming. Before the Big 12 tournament, Megan Bartlett had said, I'm excited to see what she's going to do in the final month of her career here. Went on to win the Big 12 tournament, went on to upset the number 15 national seed in College Station against Texas A&M, and now she's here. Complete game, game one against a 2 seed.
Atwood with a high drive to center field. Does it have enough distance? Not quite. Warning track power for Reese Atwood, the all-time Texas home run leader, and Brown gets the first out of the second.
And I think, Kevin, that she's absolutely thriving working under John Bartlett, the pitching coach for Arizona State. He had come from Oklahoma State, where he was an assistant and then a longtime head coach at Tulsa. John Barkfeld is one of the best pitch callers in the game.
Leanne Good with a pop-up on the first pitch. That's an out for Chester. 4 pitches, 2 outs for Brown. Megan Bartlett was the head coach at Ball State 2016 to 2020. Said, I begged her to be a Cardinal. Midwest kid. We lost her to Tulsa. She said, who was the top 25 team at the time? Megan Bartlett comes to Texas, was an assistant right here on the 40 acres for 2 years, got the Arizona State job, and got Kenzie Brown. First pitch strike to Hannah Wells.
Well, and I'm thinking even after the Big 12 tournament championship game, Jerry Glasgow, the head coach at Texas Tech, just sang her praises. He had said in that post-game presser that Kenzie Brown is the best pitcher that we had faced even last year through their World Series run. He thinks that she truly is one of the best in the game right now.
That's off the corner to Hannah Wells, who took her deep in game one, the only run Texas scored in the opener. That is the only hit for Wells in the series. The Gatorade National Player of the Year a season ago in high school. A big rip and a miss, and it's 1-2. Brown was so efficient in the first game, a complete game on only 94 pitches. Looking to rip through the second on just 18 pitches total. And Wells is frozen on a called third strike. Brown hops off the mound with some pep in her step. She has not allowed a hit through 2.
It's early, but everything seems to be working right now for Brown. Look at her pop out this changeup right at the knees, paints the inside corner. 3 up, 3 down for the All-American.
Down and down, on down, down, and down, down, and down, on down, and down,
And I'll find it if I may be so bold.
The child could change the fate of the galaxy.
Is he ready? He will be.
When under siege, a new hero
Good shot, baby.
will rise.
The Mandalorian will die tomorrow. Go now. I'll hold them off.
Star Wars: The Mandalorian and Grogu, rated PG-13, now playing in theaters.
Playoffs are here, fellas. This has to be spotless.
What kind of big dummy put his handprint up there?
Shaq, you left your handprint up here?
What's the 7'6" kid that plays for San Antonio?
Wembanyama.
Yeah, it was him.
I think we found him.
Shut up, trolls.
Inside the NBA lives on ESPN and ABC.
It's more than a cup. It's 134 years of putting it all on the line. And the heaviest 35 pounds ever lifted. It's broken curses.
It's all about the cup.
And broken hearts.
This is the hardest trophy to win.
But for those chasing it, it's everything. The only question is, who will raise it? The Stanley Cup Final on ABC and the ESPN app.
Memorial Day matinee in Major League Baseball tomorrow afternoon as the Yankees head to Kansas City to take on the Royals. First pitch set for 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central on ESPN and streaming on the ESPN app. A couple of thousand fans and at least one Longhorn for Arizona State and Texas. Winner to the Women's College World Series. Haley Pond leads off against Tegan Cavan, and Pond takes a sharp drop ball for a strike. 3 hits, a walk, 4 runners, all left on base so far for Arizona State. Megan Bartlett said we need to create pressure from the start against Cavan, and that's exactly what they've done. They've got some big hitters to create some pressure here. Pond, Swan, and Mejia, they're 2-3-4. Haley Pond just 1 for 8 in the series, hit an absolute rocket out to right field her first time. And a ground ball to first here, picked by Katie Stewart for out number 1.
Well, Texas has to feel good about the fact that Tegan Cavan is settling into this game, has a couple of strikeouts, and also knowing how well Citlali Gutierrez has pitched in this series, that she'll be able to have Cavan's back. Citlali Gutierrez has maybe looked the best in her career with the way that she pitched yesterday in relief, and also in game 1 pitched a couple of innings. But they have not seen Hannah Wells, the freshman pitcher for Texas either. They're very, I mean, that would be a little risky move, right? Bring in the freshman who hasn't thrown in supers, but it would be a different look that ASU has not seen yet. And Texas can potentially really flex the depth of their pitching staff with those different looks.
Samantha Swan, a ground out back to Cavan her first time. And she punches this one toward Martinez, the Texas shortstop, for the second out.
All right, brother. I'm going to have to head out, but I appreciate you doing this for me.
All right, man.
If it gets to where you just can't do it, just end it, I guess.
We'll see.
Welcome to McCombs Field.
Numbers are starting to go up. We got 29 on X already and 9 in YouTube.
And just a couple of minutes ago,
what's crack-a-lacking there, great
hear the roar all the way in Norman from the folks here in Austin when they were informed of the Mississippi State scoreline. A dramatic pause by the PA announcer between Mississippi State 6 and OU 0. And these Longhorn fans,
that's right, Richard,
now can only worry about their game. They need to beat an unseeded team or risk falling out of the World Series field as well, as Ashley Mejia pops up to left. Tegan Cavan, 1-2-3 third inning. Great pitching matchup we've got for you here. We'll tell our new audience about it when we return to Austin.
MLB.tv on ESPN is your home for every out-of-market game, live or on demand. Get your favorite
That's
team.
right,
plus
Thunder. It was unfortunately Just one of those days. Man, listen. When they lost to Georgia after being up 5-0, starting off so strong, there's a couple of they've done that several times this year where the score is kind of misleading because they had huge innings, like a huge 1 inning, 7-run inning, 6-run inning, 10-run inning, but really got shut down for most of the rest of the game. And that loss to Georgia was different. That was them up 5-0. And then they got 10 unanswered scored on them. And when that happened, I was like, oh, man, it's going to be really hard to win a championship this year because they just have to have too many good games in a row. The competition just gets too good. You don't have room for a bunch of losses. A couple of losses and you're out. So I knew after that Georgia loss that, man, unless our offense was just on fire every game, we were in trouble. And really, man, the offense just never – they had a couple of good games, again, against some weaker competition in the regional. But our pitching was just not good enough. The pitching for Oklahoma was, I think they had a bunch of number twos, really. And even as number twos, like think about Alabama. They've got Brisky and Vic Moten. They're both aces. And there's a couple of teams like that. We just didn't have that this year, man. Last year we had an ace. We had one ace. And we just didn't have anything really to back her up. So she couldn't do everything. Once again, you knew it was going to be trouble because she was going to have to pitch basically the whole damn time. And there's no room for error. Because at a certain point, you're eliminated with a loss. So, yeah, that's the one game, dude. That's the one game. How many games did they lose on errors this year? That one. So, yeah, it was the pitching, homeboy. It was absolutely the pitching this year. It certainly wasn't the offense. And it wasn't the defense either. That 4 errors was an anomaly. No question about that.
And shuts out Oklahoma.
I don't know why some Sooner fans get so sensitive about just calling it like it is. There's nothing wrong with that.
Don't love the word unbelievable.
Don't be one of these other fans that's ridiculous about their team. Don't be Texas.
This one is really hard
Texas
to
is oblivious to reality.
Has done here, and congratulations
That's what makes
to
it
them.
annoying.
As Oklahoma misses the World
we got
Series
nothing
for the
to be
first time
feel
since
bad about. It's
2015.
just the 2 years removed
Start with a
from
Texas hit. Ashton Maloney.
There's nothing to
Moved up in the
shake your
lineup
head about.
yesterday, has responded with a hit in all 3 games and a leadoff runner on against Kenzie Brown.
You're seeing just
And by the way, that one game was a huge game of the year. But by the way, the pitching wasn't great in that game either. How many runs did they score again? Remind me. How many runs did we score and we still didn't win? So it wasn't just the 4 errors. You can bet your ass on that.
Joining us in the Super
It was
Regional, getting
pitching
runners on to lead off
this
innings
year.
has not been the issue for
100%.
Texas. That ball sliced foul by Kaya Altmaier. The Longhorns are just 4 for 27 now.
I mean,
with
it was
runners on base.
both, man. And again, there's
Mike
nothing wrong
White,
with
who's
that,
taken
dude. We
Texas
had
to a
some.
Super
We just.
Regional
We had.
for 7th consecutive time.
We've been dominant
Texas
for so
7 straight
long.
Supers, the second
We're
longest
2 years
streak
off
in
of the
country,
national
only behind the
championship.
aforementioned
4 in a row.
Oklahoma Sooners. The Longhorns.
I blame Obama too. See, I blame Obama too.
Altmaier behind 0-2.
And with Kenzie Brown in the circle,
This
she's
year
gonna be
we
more up in
had
the zone. Her rise
an
ball is her
abnormal
most used
amount of
pitch. She can
games
bring it
where
at
we
70
got a lot
miles
of
an hour.
runs
We
scored
have
on.
two very good
That's what it
rise
felt
ball
like to
pitchers
me.
that
I
go
don't have the
70,
numbers in
71
front of
up in
me.
the
I
zone,
don't
but
know
what's really
exactly what
set
it
her
was.
apart in this
But
month
it
of May when
seems
she's
like
just been on fire is her ability to go
seems
down
like
with
a
a
lot of
drop ball
teams
at
put up,
70 and also with an
or a fair
off-speed
number
drop
of
ball
teams
too
put
to
up a
get
lot of
hitters
runs
to
on us,
chase.
and that just normally
Altmaier out of play.
does not
And something
happen.
that we learned about Kenzie Brown
Right?
just yesterday was that she taught herself this off-speed drop ball that has been so effective for her. So she's able to change speeds in two different ways. She has a normal changeup, but she also has an off-speed drop ball down the zone that has this tailed down and just falls off the table, a pitch she literally taught herself in January.
Altmaier with 4 straight foul balls. Texas had not fouled off a pitch against Brown in the first 2 innings.
All right, we got
Good
65
fight
people
for
in
Kyle
the chat.
Altmaier, who's a transfer from Arizona.
Yeah, if our
Seen a
team
few
ERA is
Kenzie
north
Brown
of
pitches
2, it's a problem.
Very familiar with his Arizona State
If
team.
it's north
over
of
her
3
first
this
3
year,
years.
it's a real problem.
Had a base hit yesterday, back in the starting lineup in Game 3. And Altmaier wide of Mike White for another foul ball.
On Thursday, when we
I
talked to
guarantee
several
you,
of the
go
Texas
look at the
players,
ERA,
knowing that
the
Kyle
team
Altmaier
ERAs
had
of
history, of
every
course,
team
with
that
Arizona State,
made
so
it
Kenzie
into the
Brown,
World
we asked them,
Series.
I had given you
I'd
guys
be
any
surprised
tips,
if
and they
very
wasted
many
no
of them
time
have
to answer.
ERAs
Oh yeah,
north of 4.
right away. That experience always helps, especially against a pitcher like Kenzie Brown,
Maybe I'm
who
wrong
Texas
about
just
that.
has not seen except for Kyle Altmaier.
And we're seeing her for a 13th inning of the weekend now. Time call to the plate. Altmaier has fouled off the first 5 pitches. We're in the number 8 spot
Yeah,
for
the
Texas.
pitching was the problem this year. So okay, so what was it then? You
And
tell me
Altmaier
what it
takes
was,
one to the
Jose.
dirt.
What was the
Respect
problem this year?
on the
We
blue
didn't play
side
good
in
defense
right
this year?
field. Look at where Mejia is.
Is that really what you're trying to
And
say?
this big shift over toward the left side where Pond
Again,
is
look at
playing
the
in left
score in the
center
games
field
we
means
lost,
it's a
both
really
of those
interesting
games.
outfield shift, big holes on the grass.
He is awfully deep.
What did our pitching
no
give up?
home runs. Altmaier
So
had
if
5
I'm
in
wrong
each
and
of
it
the
wasn't the
previous
pitching,
2
what
years.
was
Does not have a home run this year.
our offense wasn't good enough this year?
And around 120 plate appearances.
Out there with the fans in the outfield, basically.
I mean, come on, man.
I'm sure being very kind.
I'm sure.
What are you saying?
Very hospitable.
8th pitch coming. That's a fly ball into shallow left.
Problem
Acuna
is,
in that ship makes the
whether
catch.
you realize it or
Yeah,
not, the
Acuna's
offense
got the
feeds
first
off the
out
pitching
to end an
too.
8-pitch battle by
When the
Altmaier.
offense has
Just seeing
everything
Kenzie
on
Brown
their
hit the ball
shoulders
around
because
so
the
well
pitching
against these
can't keep
Texas
runs
hitters.
off
We
the
saw it in
board.
her complete game,
That's
10
part
strikeout
of
win
the
in game
problem.
1. We saw her come in relief and actually lost the lead to Texas late in the game. Vic Hunter hit a pinch hit home run, but she mixes the ball so well with the rise, drop, changing speed, just not staying in one place for too long at all.
J.C. Nichols, freshman. Shows butt, pulls
Well, you
back
need to
on
learn how to
ball
type
1 out
fast,
of the
homie.
9 spot.
Well, and she keeps going to her towel too, trying to keep
Enlighten
her hands
us.
as dry as
We're
possible.
so wrong.
It is a very hot day. There is
And you
no
got it
wind
all
when we went
figured
down
out.
the field. It is humid. We started
Let us
sweating.
know,
we were
man.
just standing there on the field. So when you're pitching, that can really get to you.
Attempted foul by Nichols, 1-1.
It's a different
Sean
type of
James,
heat
you
here for
reserve
Arizona.
the
Of
right
course,
to do whatever
Arizona
you
is
want,
really
brother.
hot, triple digits, but here with the way that the weather has been the
All
past
right.
couple
Well,
of
by
days,
the
it's
way,
been
I never
really
claimed to
humid,
be.
more
I never
like feeling
claimed to
like
know
Houston
everything either,
instead of
man.
Austin.
I'm just
Austin
giving
is
my
usually a little
opinion,
bit more
man.
dry like
That's
Tempe,
all I'm
but
doing.
it's been very humid here.
I don't think I know everything,
It's like 91 at the
so
moment.
I never said that either.
A 1-1 to Nichols. Again, moves the hand up the bat for a bunt. Shrine again takes a ball. It's 2-1. One of the big changes from last year's title team was that Mia Scott graduated. Nichols, a freshman, replaced her. All-tournament team in the SEC tournament run. Phoebe Gavon said she's probably the smartest
Totally
player
agree
on
that
our
I
team.
the Sydney in the
Maloney's
lineup.
at first. Nichols Take strike two.
So you think
We
it's
talked
a,
about this lower
a
pitch
coaching
in the
issue?
zone.
You think
Tia
Patty's slipping?
Kavan did not get a couple of them earlier in the game. Reese Atwood, her catcher, is 6 feet tall.
I mean, I
The
also
catcher for
think you
Kinsey
just have a
Brown,
problem
Sam
with you've
Swan,
got
she's
a ton of
5'3".
talent.
So
Like
a
ultimately,
lower target,
somebody's
easier for the umpire to see down in the zone at the
You
knee
know?
is a pitch that both Brown and Kavan like to go to, and is an
ultimately
important pitch
when
for
you
them.
got that much talent on the bench, like
And
Tia
now
Malloy is
Kenzie
a
Brown
good
is
example of that. Who are you
walking
starting
into the
Tia over?
dugout. That might be the Watch S device.
I don't know how you get Tia enough
that Brown
time
uses
on
to
the
get the pitch
field
calls.
That's right.
to stop her from transferring.
Well, tonight here on
She's
ESPN,
so
Game
good.
3 of the Western Conference Final,
I mean,
as the
she's
Golden
excellent.
Knights look to take a 3-0 lead on the Colorado
But
Avalanche.
I don't
It is
disagree. It's
7 Central
frustrating
right here on ESPN and the
having that
ESPN
talent sitting
app.
on the bench. That's
They just won the first two
frustrating.
games on the
No
road
doubt about it.
in the Western Conference Finals. So 2-2 now for Nichols. 1 on, 1 out. And Nichols a ground ball through the box for a base hit.
I think
Tried the bunt for 4 pitches.
I think
That didn't work.
I absolutely
A
think,
soft
John,
slap
that
will do
you're
just fine,
on
and
to
Texas
something
has
there.
2 on.
I just noticed the
getting good
difference in
down at the bottom
energy
corner
in the
against Kinsey Brown.
dugout.
This is
That has
a
to be
changeup
transferring
that's
into
left
the
over
locker
the heart
room.
of the
Like
plate, and Nichols is just able to punch
there
it
was a
through.
swagger and an
Nichols
energy,
struck out 3 times against
including.
Kinsey Brown in
Well, it
game
was
1.
more of it last
Yeah,
year.
Allmeyer's at bat really made her work, and so
You
did
know,
Nichols.
but
Texas has a little
certainly
something
all
going
the
here to turn
years they
over
were
the order.
winning national championships, their dugout was on fire every game, every
Megan
single
Bartlett
game.
had a question for Scott Mayer, the plate umpire.
If they were up, they were cheering each other on, and if they were down, they were cheering each other on across the
Might
board.
have had to do with a pitch time.
And
but
I
Megan
feel
is
like I
putting
didn't
2
see
to
that.
rest. Quickly
I
resolved,
hope,
and it's 2
Tim,
on, 1
I
out for
totally
Katie
agree
Henry.
with you.
The Longhorns leadoff hitter takes a strike.
Another example of a low pitch. I really think this is going to be a developing story as this game goes on. Just the lower pitches in the zone that Brown can get
I
because
totally
of Swan's
agree.
height
Oh.
and small target versus Reese Atwood and with Tegan Kavan.
Another low one. Didn't get it there. Farther off the plate.
Yeah,
It's 1
man,
and
but
1
the
to
pitching,
Henry,
giving
who's
up,
reached
continuing
base
to give
4
up
out of 8
runs,
times
just mounts
in
the
this Super
pressure on the
Regional.
at-bats. So in a
The
weird
only
way,
Longhorn to start
the
every
pitching is
game
hurting
in
the
same
batting there
position
too,
this year. All
because they're
58 of
just
them
giving up
in
more
center
runs, and now every
So
time they
1-1
get up there at
pitch.
bat, they got more
Henry
pressure on them
started a
and
bunt.
more pressure on
Takes
them.
ball
And
2.
yeah, you can
It's
say,
feeling like Texas's
you know,
bats are really good.
we're
in
gonna
this
have a
setting. Ever
problem
since
here.
I feel like
This
the
Trump's
national
urgent
broadcast has
statement
joined us,
shit
Kinsey
gonna
Brown
be a
is
problem.
seems like
I'm gonna have
lost some
to.
steam a little bit. Really sharp in inning number 1, 3 up,
I'm
3
gonna
down.
have
In inning
to.
number 2 has a couple of strikeouts, but really
Hold
laboring
on
in
a
this
second.
inning.
Swing and a miss. She fires back there to even the count.
It's a big low rise ball on the outside corner to get that swing and miss.
More pitches here in the third than those first 2 combined. A laborious third inning in this winner-take-all Game 3. Right down the middle for strike 3. Henry frozen on a pitch, middle away, and it is a critical third strikeout for Kenzie Brown.
Brown can locate her rise ball at different levels. You see that backward rotation right at the knees. She can expand the zone up for the chase at the eyes, and she can paint that corner low and away too. And that's what's so tough. That low rise ball can tunnel very well with her changeup, and her drop ball just froze Caden Henry despite her hanging out on that outside corner the entire at bat.
I never said I had it all figured out, man.
John Bartell,
I said
the
pitching has
decorated
been their
pitching
problem
coach,
all year long,
came
and you
out of
freaked
his
out and said,
semi-retirement to
"Oh
join
no,
Arizona
pitching! Oh
State.
yeah, 4
Was
errors.
on in the
It
circle.
has nothing to do with pitching."
Just in case things
That's
get
how this
squirrely,
started, man.
yesterday's starter,
Don't
being
do
the
that
rookie,
now.
who did not
That's
allow
saying,
an
"Oh,
earned
guess you
run
got it
in
all
the
figured
4+
out." I
innings.
never said I had it all
Has been
figured
working
out.
and is in
I
the
said
bullpen.
pitching's been a
John
problem all
Bartfeld
year,
has
and you wet your
done such a great
diaper
job
and,
with the
and
pitching
acted like I
staff
was
his first
crazy
year
for
on
saying that.
staff with ASU. Plenty of
That's how it
experience.
started. So call it
Calling
like it
pitches
is
against
now.
Texas whenever
Call it
he
like
was
it is.
the pitching coach
And
at
again, I'll
Oklahoma
go back
State.
to
This
the
is
I
his
said it
ERA
was
calling
pitching.
pitches
You
with the
say
pitching
I'm
staffs at
crazy
both
apparently for
Oklahoma
thinking
State
that
and
pitching was the
ASU.
problem
A
this year.
sub-2
What was the
ERA
problem this year then,
against
man?
21 and up to this point, one of the best offenses that we've seen over the past 5 to 6 years.
Well, he and Kenzie are going to have to get it absolutely right.
Yeah, whatever,
Because
dude.
the SEC Player of the Year, Katie Stewart,
Go
stands
take
in the
that
batter's
shower.
box.
Go get you that shower.
And Stewart on the first pitch sends one into shallow center. Kaylee Pond cannot make the catch. Here comes Nichols. The second run scores. Katie Stewart drops in a 2-run single in front of the very deep pond. And Texas strikes first in the third and decisive game of this super.
This went about 150 feet. We're
Yeah,
used
we
to
got to
seeing
get rid
Katie
of this
Stewart
speed.
get RBIs on 300-foot home runs. Kaylee Pond did everything that she could to make that play. She covers so much ground, but especially with 2 outs, the runners are going to be running. They don't have to hold up. Pond is so good in center field, but could not catch that one when Stewart got jammed.
Vivi Martinez now with a ground ball to right. Stewart turns the bag at second and takes third. Runners at the corners as Stewart
All right, I'm
tails
going
into
to change the
base.
feed here.
2 runs in, 2 more out there for Texas. The at-bats have trended up over the last couple of games against Kenzie Brown and Reese Atwood, the all-time home run and RBI leader for the University of Texas, can deliver a real hammer blow. Atwood ready to rip.
Well, and Texas has been so aggressive on the first pitch against Kenzie Brown. It's been at about a 60% first pitch swing rate in her start and also in relief. Their average on the year first pitch swing is 25%. They've been so aggressive against her.
Up and in.
To break it open despite striking out 5 times so far in this 2 games.
Strike 1 to good. Another low pitch goes the way of Brown and Swan. Leanne Good, just 1 hit in the NCAA tournament. 1 for 15. Does have a couple of walks. And she takes strike 2. A senior playing her last game at McCombs Field. Hoping it will not be her last game as a Longhorn.
No, I didn't. That's why I had to change the feed because it covers the score.
Ground ball down to third. Shep's at the bag. Texas takes the lead.
But that
The
means we're
SEC
using
player of the year,
my
Katie Stewart,
internet
drops one in front of
and
that deep Kaylee Pond, and the Longhorns strike first.
I don't know if that's going to be a problem or not. But we got no choice. 'Cause I have a feeling as soon as that Trump countdown thing, which is at 4 minutes right now, I'm about to see what happens. But as soon as that thing hits, I think it's going to go away from the game and go to some infomercial thing. I think I've seen that before. The feed that he was using is, it's on there. And I don't have any control of his screen like that. All I can do is mute his screen. That's all I can do. Hey, listen, Tammy, I certainly, I don't think it's an easy thing at all to be a shutdown pitcher, or any kind of pitcher. I mean, the pressure is immense. So it's definitely not an easy thing. And these girls are legit athletes, man. I mean, the level of play, I think, is high. So, it's not an easy thing, but it's also one of those things where easy or not, that's what you got to have. You know, you got to have it. You got to have it. I can't think of, maybe this is something the chat can chime in with. How many teams have won a national championship in the last 25 years that have not had shutdown pitching? Any of them? I honestly don't know. Oklahoma always had a shutdown pitcher, at least one, if not multiple, but always won in all of their national championships. You know?
Where they had to lean on their bench. She said they're resilient, they're a feisty bunch, and they'll be ready to go. And now they need to push back. After Texas took the first
No,
two,
I agree. That out when Ella got that
Chester.
great hit and then got out at second, that was a major blow.
Not expecting to
That
be
took a
here.
lot of
Maybe
wind out of the
actually they had
sails,
hopes of
man.
Oklahoma City,
That
but
that
nobody
bumped it to
expecting
2
them
outs,
to be
right?
here.
Didn't
We're
that
not
push it to
supposed
2
be
outs?
here. They are the underdog in this
You
situation.
go from
I mean,
getting
you're
a great
always the
hit and maybe
underdog
some
if, going
momentum
up against a team, a
to,
program like
you know, with
Texas,
only
but
one out
especially because they have
to
the title next to their name as a
2
defending
outs,
national
no one on
champs.
base. It
You
was
for sure
bad.
are the underdog, especially as an unseeded team too.
Yeah, it's not just Texas that's going to be happy seeing us lose. The whole rest of the country is going to be thrilled.
Transferred here after
But that's
Arizona
the
State
deal,
picked up
man. When you
3 and
sit on top of the
21
mountain, everyone's trying to
2
knock
years
you off.
ago in the
You know,
conference.
the easy part is getting to the top. The hard part is staying on top. That's why the 4-peat is just so unbelievable.
A heck of a rebuild for Megan Bartlett. This program,
I mean, it might be 100 years before you see that again.
That it is hard to think
That
of
is
Arizona
so
State
hard.
underdog.
You can't. It's
12
not
trips
just
to the
about
World
having the
Series,
skill.
couple
You got to
national
have
titles. But the cupboard was
some
left
good
pretty bare,
fortune
as it
go
is
your way as
often
well.
when you have a coaching change. Trisha Ford left Arizona State, took over the Texas A&M job. Megan Bartlett leaves here in Austin as an assistant at Texas after 2 years. Took the Arizona State job, missed the postseason the first 2 years. Last year swept in the LA regional.
Yeah, everyone gets
was
got
called a strike
Tammy,
to
even the best.
disbelief of Katie
And
Chester.
that's diamond sports in general.
There also had to be disbelief.
But
when she
Miley
took over the
this
job
year,
and she didn't have any pitchers or catchers.
Miley
on
was
her
not
roster.
good
That's where they
when the
started
competition
from at
was
ASU.
tough. Miley didn't
Knocked out
have
by
very
Chester
many
and
good
outplayed.
performances. She had one or two.
She said it was an immediate grab of as much talent as we
But
could
man,
put something on the field.
she was
That summer, graduated
she
a bunch
struggled.
of kids, needed a huge portal haul. The
They
third
put up.
summer, she
I
felt like was
feel like when I
finally
watched her play,
she
I
got a
feel like
team together that could compete.
she was in trouble in
Started
most
to
of the
build that
innings she
culture,
did.
which she helped build here
There
in
were a
Texas.
couple of games where she always started slow.
Up and in to get Chester swinging.
She always started slow, but there were a couple
Finally,
of games
strikeout
where even though she started slow, she settled in and had some good middle innings.
When she's getting chases
You know,
and swings and misses on the rise ball this far out
but I
of the
just
zone,
remember a
you know
lot of
Devon
slow
is in a good
starts
place. That rise
and
ball
having to
is the
get out
hit
of a
she's
lot
gonna
of
throw
trouble.
about 70% of the time. She has one of the best rise balls in the country.
Yeah, and now
just maybe for the first
and
time
now we
since
just got her
the
now.
opening
You
few
know, I don't
batters
know
in
that
Game
they're
1,
gonna let her
it
go.
looks like
No, I think she's staying. You know. What the hell? Hold on a second.
Altmaier against the fence, takes away extra bases. They were college teammates at Arizona a year ago, and they are the best of enemies right now.
And it has been a
Her windup
revolving door for
sucks.
Texas out in left field. Mike White has shuffled around who he has started and finally put Altmaier out there for the Super Regional because of her experience. And that looked like an experienced outfielder tracking that ball down, finding the wall, and knowing that she could make it out on that play on her home field.
Flipped into right by Acuna. There's nobody there. Good tries to make a diving play, and Acuna will end up all the way at third. The ball's
Go!
away,
Oh, no.
and she'll stop at third. Altmaier had to back it up. There was nobody in right field because of the slapper.
Yeah,
Acuna,
I would love to
and
see
she
her
ends
go,
up with a
man.
two-out
I mean,
triple.
no
Look at
offense
where
to her.
the
I know
outfielders
she
were. I
hit
was
well, but
trying to get
that
this
wasn't
on
good
because
enough.
of 1, 2, 3.
That
And then
just wasn't good
who's
enough.
here? Nobody. And just a flare
You know,
ends up going that way.
I don't think she had. I don't think she was mentally tough enough.
Great effort by
And
Goods.
listen, that's not an easy thing. Again, mental toughness is the hardest part.
Knowing that nobody was going
It
to
is
be
the
there.
hardest
And
part.
Acuna with her wheels goes all
But
the way.
you got to have it if you're going to win championships.
That is
That's,
it right there.
that's the standard at Oklahoma is winning championships. So they got to have better.
Triple of the season. Your run-of-the-mill triple to second. Tying run, Brooklyn Ulrich.
You got to answer back right here if you're Arizona State. You have to find some offensive momentum. They've been quiet late in the game, and yesterday when Texas came roaring back, and it's why Patty Ruth Taylor is going to go out and talk to Tegan Cavan, understanding the importance of this moment. Runner on third base, 2 outs. Texas just scored 2 runs. You do not want to let ASU grab some momentum here and get back into this game.
What a wild inning this has been. Shep robbed to the wall by Altmaier. Looked like she might have had a home run. The next pitch, a pretty routine, shallow pop, ends up as a triple. It's only the 14th extra base hit for Acuna in her 4-year and 158-game career.
Big moment for Brooklyn Ulrich here as well, who was a hometown kid, was in the transfer portal, had another offer, wasn't sure what to do because she hadn't yet met Megan Bartlett and the staff. And Bartlett said, "You're going to be a Sun Devil. This is how it started. This is how it's going to finish." Met her 2 days later, and she was all in.
What a moment this is for her. For the kid who grew up, Melissa, dreaming of moments like this. Bleeding maroon and gold. Told the Arizona Central when I entered the portal, I said, I'm not playing anywhere but Arizona State. I'm going to go play there. Kid who had season tickets, she said, right in front of the press box. Told the paper it's met every expectation, every dream. She sent Arizona State to the Supers with a walk-off grand slam. And she takes ball 3, and once again, we've been on this, Amanda, the low pitches are going Arizona State's way with their 5'3" catcher, not with Reset, with a 6-foot catcher for Texas. So Ulrich in the driver's seat on 3-1.
And Brooklyn Ulrich was actually the last player to leave the dugout last night after the loss because she just wanted to sit in the emotion. So she was the last to leave, but first this morning to put her uniform on. Got a text at 10 a.m. this morning when she went down to breakfast. She was already game ready, the only one to have her uniform on ready for game 3.
And here she is nearly 7 hours later, still wearing that Sun Devil uniform with pride. 3-2. It is ball 4, no swing according to Matt Dial. Atwood wanted the pitch and wanted the swing. She got neither, and Arizona State gets another base runner.
This is what we're talking about, developing story going on. Brown is getting these low pitches in the zone. Tegan Cavan's maybe just being a little bit too low in the zone. That one did look low to me. Didn't get the check swing call either. But again, Reese Atwood is very tall target.
Yes.
More difficult for a home plate umpire to see that low pitch at
And that's
the
what's
knees, but
on
did
is a
actually
stupid
think that
Trump
one was
ad.
a ball.
Not that I have a problem with Trump, but it's not a real thing that they're hijacking his image to do some infomercial thing. That's the feed Jesse's got
You
on.
could see how bad Reese Atwood in Texas wanted that pitch. Of course, trying to pull that pitch.
Looks like
back to the
mine's
knees to
glitching
help
pretty
him.
bad, but I can't. Nothing I can do about it.
Kavon in the circle, and that is that for the Sun Devils' fourth inning squall. A shutdown fourth inning for Tegan Kavon. Her Longhorns lead by 2.
Yeah, it's a scam.
You've always been ahead of the game. Excellence
It's a major
is
scam.
your default, and Lexus knows.
It is a major scam. All right, we got 70 folks in here right now, 53 on X and 17 on YouTube. It's definitely, I don't know what it is, but it's some nonsense. They're trying to get money for something. It's some weird thing. I've seen it before on YouTube. It's a problem, man.
Or to this inning from what they've done so far?
Well, we just continue to focus like when it's tight time. We can't look ahead and just start counting outs. We got to really play hard and be good with our selectors at the plate.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Hook 'em.
Defense has been hit or miss in the outfield for Texas in this super regional. Each one of the outfielders has misplayed a ball. Caden Henry in game 1, a ball hit. That would have been a great play, but Mike White expects the outfield to make that play. And this one out in left field as well. And then that was by Altmaier. And then we saw Ashton Maloney, who has been a mainstay in right field, misplay a ball as well. In game 1 and game 2, struggled in the outfield.
Yeah, it looks
This
like,
is
man,
game
my
3.
internet's not
Season on the line, World Series on the line. Altmaier going up to
not
grab
holding
that
up.
play and robbing Shep of extra bases.
Something that
We
wasn't
might have to
always
just
this
shut
way
her
for
down.
Texas. You can see 10th in the SEC in fielding percentage, but the SEC is really good. They're 36th in the country in fielding percentage, and we've
We
seen
might
Mike
have
White
to
teams
shut her down.
that have been well into the bottom half nationally in fielding percentage. They made it a little more of a priority in recent years. And a very small group.
Queen B, Richard's not going to catch you pitching.
Margins are going the Longhorns' way.
You're still
today.
hurting in hand?
Not some of the pitches at the bottom of the zone that Mike White talked about, but
You still hurting that hand?
lead in a game where the winner advances to the World Series. The final ticket to punch for the Oklahoma City field. And yes, I know there are no tickets that get punched anymore, but we still love the phrase. If you want to say the final ticket to scan, we'll go with that too. Hannah Wells against Kenzie Brown.
Arizona State needs to handle them here.
And those defense has been so important in this low-scoring pitchers duel super regional. We saw a lot of high-scoring game where just 10-7 or 16-7 or whatever it's going to be. But Emily Shep made an error at third base that cost Arizona State some runs. We saw the outfield play from Texas that cost Texas some runs. So that play by Altmaier is so key in this game where the margins are so thin.
Texas with yet another one-run win. 4 one-run wins in the Supers over the last 3 years, matching Tennessee, who's also got 4. A 2-run lead in the 4th inning here for the freshman Wells, who struck out. And just gets her bat to this one. Rounds out to Shep at 3rd.
Changeup was one of the slowest changeups that I've seen Kinsey Brown throw this weekend, dropping it down to 55 and getting Wells well out in front of that pitch.
Fourteenth inning over the weekend for Kenzie Brown. Ashton Maloney, an infield hit.
Charles.
Swing, miss.
I don't disagree.
Brown has thrown a first pitch strike to every batter the second time through the lineup. The first pitch strikes today.
I don't
14
disagree
out
at
of
all.
16.
And on the year, that first pitch strike percentage is just 55%. So attacking the zone early.
Megan Bartlett told us before the game, it's her game. She's an All-American. It is her game to win or lose. Strike 2 on Maloney.
All right, come on, Arizona State. Let's see if the Sun
Top of
Devils
6 in
can.
the first 7, but Texas has had better at-bats since then.
Kenzie Brown is an
Longhorns
incredible
scored
pitcher,
1
by
run
the
in
way.
First 11 innings at a super regional. They have 6 runs in the last
So
6.
those 2 runs are big.
Maloney had a hit on a 1-2 count earlier. Tries to do so again, and Brown wisely
go.
lets it roll foul. Katie Chester is arguing that maybe she touched the ball, that Maloney may have run into the ball in fair territory, and Scott Mayer is not buying it. Megan Bartlett wants the umpires to discuss it.
Maybe asking too if it hit her bat, actually. Maybe not her, if it hit her bat, possibly. A lot going on here. Right there, a lot going on right here. Did look to me like it hit either, including not hitting Ashton Maloney, but Katie Chester came up very convinced to tell Megan Bartlett she thought it hit her.
Now the umpires have decided to let the call stand, so it remains 1-2. Final home game for Ashton Maloney, the 5th-year senior from Liberty, Missouri. All-SEC player a year ago. And she nearly strikes out. Swan can't hang on to the foul tip. Brown had started to roar.
That's what I was going to say. She had started the Kinsey Brown strikeout roar.
Each team has had a premature strikeout celebration.
I don't know if White's got his green card, Charles,
1
but
and 2 for Maloney. 248
I'm fine
career
deporting him
games,
regardless.
started all but 2. 376 career hitter. Gets a piece of another. She can be such a tough at-bat, Ashton Maloney. One of the top outfield recruits in the country coming out of high school. Suffered a knee
Bayor,
injury.
which pitcher are you talking about?
First year has been a 4-year starter.
Richard said he went to Tammy's games. He's not going to let her throw at him.
Division I players into today. 2-2.
And the bottom of the lineup has done a nice job for Texas. They are last night and today 5 for 11. And what is also sticking out is not only the amount of hits that they've been getting, just the amount of pitches that they've made Kinsey Brown throw. A lot of long at bats here at the bottom of the order.
This will be an 8-2 Maloney. And she strikes out. Delayed gratification for Kenzie Brown, who gets her 4th K.
Pitching in her first super regional. You would never even know it with how poised she has been in game 1 and game 2 and game 3. And that's just something to always remember. This Texas team has so much postseason experience, and it's something that ASU does not have. This is their first super regional, not as a program, but that many of these players have played in. And it's just different. You step into a super regional, you pitch on the road at a super regional like Kenzie Brown is doing for the first time here against the defending national champs. It is not an easy task, and emotions can quickly get to you. It can feel really big. You can feel the pressure and the expectations, but she has just handled it beautifully.
Only your third ball one to
Are you
17
talking about
batters.
like
Comes back to
Paige
throw,
Parker?
strike to Altmaier.
Or Kaylani Ricketts in like 2013? For some reason, I feel like it might have been Kaylani.
Altmaier
I
had an
think I
eight-pitch
know what you're
at-bat for the
talking
first
about.
time. Flat out to left.
Because Kaylani hit as well as pitched.
Sun Devils have the top of the order. Windor,
Yeah.
Pond, and Swan.
I was wondering about Berzon. I
Two
thought
up
maybe
in the
they
fifth.
could,
Big bats,
you
as
know,
they have
coach
been
her up.
knocking on the door time and
But
again
she
this
wasn't.
game.
She got a lot of wins at LSU. I think she's got like over 50 career wins at LSU. But, you know, anytime she played really great offense, people hit her.
First team All-American a year ago.
So I kind of wondered about that. And
MVP.
Wachenio, I
First team
thought,
All-Big 12
had
pitcher.
potential because she did. I want to
Kenzie
say
Brown
she
in the
was
circle.
freshman of the year in the SEC for pitching.
This is high.
And
Altmaier has
she
run the
won
count
some
full.
award as a freshman.
It's the
And
first
so
three-ball count of the game.
I just didn't know very much about her.
Kenzie Brown.
And man, I just was not impressed. You know, she seemed
The eight-hitter
to
Altmaier ready for a 3-2.
unravel a lot of
She takes
times.
the first walk of the
I don't
game.
know, man. I don't know. And I know we're being hard on her
Longhorns
because
get another
we
base
got
runner
such high
in the
expectations.
bottom
I
third.
admit that. It's unfair. I admit that. But, you know, like I think about like a Nicole May. Like Nicole May,
Longhorns were 1 for 8.
she
with
wasn't
2
Jordy
outs.
Ball. Don't get me
6
wrong. She wasn't
2-out
Kelly
RBIs
Maxwell.
in game 2 and 3.
You know?
All 6 of their
But
runs.
she
coming
was
with 2
solid.
outs.
And there were like she had a
Down to
tendency
shortstop.
sometimes to start
Ulrich
slow.
just barely got her.
And
Mike White's looking across the way to see if
she had a tendency to start slow sometimes as well. But Nicole May, you know, pitched well most of the time. Solid. You know, have her come in. Or Alex Storako, you know, solid, man, coming in. You know, those were your number 2s, man. And Nicole May could have been a starter in damn near anywhere else, you know, and Storako was one at Michigan, you know. And I'm leaving out a few. I got one of them in my mind. I can see her face, but I don't remember her name right now. But there's been a bunch that we've had that could come in and get quality work done. You know, they weren't necessarily starters, but solid to come in and get some innings. And you know, we just don't seem to have that. I think Alyssa Parker and Berkeley Zakay, you know, they didn't get a lot of time this year, you know, so again, man, they're sophomores, and then you got those great freshmen coming in next year. You got a couple of really, I think 2 or 3, definitely 2, but it might even be 3, but 2 really good, highly rated recruits, pitching recruits. And there might be a third solid, you know, one in there as well, but definitely at least 2. So, you know, 4 of your really highly recruited pitchers are going to be sophomores and freshmen. You know what I mean? So I just don't see how we get away without getting someone in the portal like a Kelly Maxwell or an Alex Storako or a Sam Landry. Something like that. You know? All right, let me get y'all some volume here.
It's been almost 2 decades since we had a World Series without Florida or Oklahoma, both of whom lost decisive game 3s today. Oklahoma the first time since 2015 that Patty Gasso's wrecking ball of a program has not been there. They're shut out by Mississippi State. And Florida got run ruled today, speaking of wrecking balls, 16-7 to Texas Tech in what had to be as wild a game as you'll ever see.
I don't know. Think about it, though, man. That's a hell of a pitch that you can make to any of the great pitchers in the country.
You only have
you
two
know,
national champs at the moment.
you can go be like, hey, man, imagine what we could do with you. With the offense we have and the defense we have behind you, you want to win a national championship? Come on over to Oklahoma. Like, that's just an easy pitch. I can make that pitch. I guarantee you, I can convince at least one of the great aces around the country to come to Oklahoma. How hard is it? Really?
Wide open for who wants to win a national championship, but there's not been a clear-cut favorite.
Oh, no, Scott. You're not supposed to do that, but that's what they're doing, though, dude. That's what everyone's doing, man.
16 national seed. Arizona State.
Tampering is part of the deal right now. That's why. That's one of the main reasons why it feels like the Wild Wild West out there. Because yeah, tampering is illegal as hell, but that ain't stopping nothing.
She's been able to.
It's so easy to get
strikeouts on her rise ball and
2 or 3 people removed from the actual people that can and cannot do that.
Chase it. Great job of Atwood keeping that pitch in front to be able to secure the out at 1.
That didn't help anything either, Sean. You're absolutely right.
Twice, but she's got nothing to show for it.
They had.
You hit the ball 65.
Didn't have Jen for much of the season. That didn't help anything.
Line out was measured at 81 miles per hour. Nearly ripped off the glove of Ashton Maloney. She grounded out to first her next time. Ground ball to second here. Good with another short hop pitch. She's been absolutely nails at second in this super regional.
All right, just like Oklahoma, Arizona State is running out of time.
She made it.
That pressure is going to continue to mount. Now that they don't have the lead, and Texas does.
Top of the order up in this inning for ASU.
Every out that goes by, the pressure gets worse.
Does not represent the tying run. 2 quick at-bats and 2 ground outs. Swan chases.
I think you're right, Scott. I was just saying that. I think the young pitchers
both the games
are good.
RBIs. She has
you feel good that we're going to have 2 shutdowns out of that group next year?
She had a couple of 1-2
I don't know, man.
RBIs in game 1.
Maybe Alyssa or Berkeley can turn into one between now and the start of next season.
It took just 9 pitches for Kavan to carve up the top of the order.
I don't know, man.
2-0 with 6 outs to go.
I feel like you need to go get one. You need to better figure it out. You need to figure out how to get at least one. Tammy, I read you loud and clear.
Everybody is on. Shots, 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 shots. Everybody! Shots, 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 shots. Ain't nobody around.
That's for you there, Queen Bee. That is for you. we'll see. I think that's a lot to expect to get 2 aces out of freshmen, man. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. But I think you are putting a lot of hope into something that usually doesn't happen. You know? Just usually doesn't happen for a reason. But we'll see. We'll see, man. You know? I mean, just look at Alyssa this year, man. Alyssa at one point was like the third in the rotation. And, you know, I don't know if she hit a wall towards the end of the season or, you know, but her last couple of outings were rough. I mean, they were rough. Even though I think she could easily become an ace. That's what I expect to happen with her. But, man, you know, it's just rare you get a Jordy Ball that comes in right away as a freshman and just dominates. It doesn't happen a lot.
For the visiting team, and Taylor Panel with a bomb. 2 of them.
Her second of the day. This was a team that showed up. The long ball mattered. And, man, they had a comeback, and they battled hard today.
Back to the Women's College World Series. Back-to-back years. Last year's runner-up, lost to Texas, by the way, is back to OKC. Yep.
There, oh, man, would have been playing Texas Tech. Damn it.
That Texas Tech had never made the World Series, as you said before, last year. They're going to face a team that has never made it. Mississippi State, that'll be one of the day one matchups at the World Series.
That hurts.
The winner of this game gets Tennessee. The other side, Alabama
That
versus
hurts.
UCLA, Arkansas, and Nebraska. All 4 of these series ended in sweeps.
What are you going to do?
On the other half of the bracket, 3 to 4 series going to game 3.
What are you going to do?
Caden Henry against Kenzie Brown, and Henry chases strike 1. So the winner of this matchup gets the Tennessee Lady Vols in Oklahoma City on Thursday. Game time still to be announced. We have maybe the 3 biggest name pitchers in the sport, depending on if you want to put Tegan Cavana in that category. She certainly could be after winning the most outstanding player a year ago. Henry's bunt is nearly caught by a flailing swan. You could have called that a swan dive if you were so keen. It's only 2. But think about the stars that have been built up over the last 4 years, and in the case of Jordy Fromm, 5 with her injury.
We're up to 83 people. We got 67 on X and 16 on YouTube. Tammy Burton says, always set your alarm to 5 o'clock shot time. Jimmy Buffett time.
Now been there, or will have been there with 2 different
Queen
teams.
B, are you a Parrot Head?
Kavan joins them, though. Arizona State's
Is
trying to
Richard
stop
B
that.
at Parrot Head?
But we came into this season and said, this is the year of the pitcher. The
Well,
senior
come
pitcher,
Monday.
Star power like we've
Come
rarely seen before in
Monday.
this sport, and all
It'll
3 of
be
these players
all
have
right.
in their career in Oklahoma City.
Come Monday, I'll be holding her tight.
College World Series and end their career.
I'm down with a little Jimmy
One
B.
of them will win it.
Ground ball through the middle. Caden Henry's got a leadoff knock in the Texas 5th. Henry
I'm down with a little
second
Jimmy B. I
time
got
today.
one of my best friends is a big Parrot Head.
Set
I
a
love
record
it.
for pitching changes made in one super regional game. I don't know if we tracked that, but
I think pitchers being pulled out of the
So
stand
what is
with
the
something
best?
was 7-7
What is the
after
best
2.
Jimmy Buffett song
Taylor
of all
Panel homered in
time?
back-to-back innings. Jackie Liss homered in back-to-back innings. Texas
Coming
Tech,
from a true
after
Parrot
getting ruled
Head.
yesterday, run rules the Gators today. Here's
What
Katie
is the
Stewart.
best Jimmy Buffett song of all
Both
time?
RBIs in the game.
he worked her low and away and off speed in her first at bat and actually struck her out. Pitched her really tough, low and away, and then went hard in on the first pitch with the rise ball, and that's where she got the 2 RBIs. She got jammed, but floated it out to the outfield trying to work her hard in. If you go in against Katie Stewart, you have to go hard in, because if you leave it out over the middle of the plate or a ball on the plate, she will punish it to the left side.
Well, Kaylee Pond, you see where she is in center now. She was deeper than that on Stewart's last
Fins,
swing, a
huh?
floating two-run
What
single.
about you, Richard?
And Pond has made the adjustments. Probably would catch that.
What is
same
your
ball
favorite
back.
Jimmy Buffett song?
But you see a lot of fielders basically go as far as they can to the wall. They'd play the graduate student housing if they could in left field typically. Katie Stewart has 27
Margaritaville's pretty
and has
great.
broken multiple windows on that graduate student housing building in left field.
I know it's kind of cliche, but
1-2 from Kenzie Brown to her.
What's the difference in the game right now that Kaylee Pond was unable to make that play in the outfield? Hit off of her glove. It would have been a great play, but she had a chance to make a play on that ball off of Stewart's bat. And then again, you turn it around for Altmaier.
Richard
and
B.
left
loves
field.
the Allen
It was a
Jackson
great
combo.
play in the
All right.
outfield.
I'm not as familiar with
From
that.
Illinois, ready for 2-2. It's way up high. And it's 3-2 on Stewart. Henry at first, nobody out in the fifth.
Katie Stewart has talked this year about her mental approach being better. She's been calmer at the plate, not as worried about stats and results. She knew her mental game needed to get better coming into this year, and she has worked hard on it through her junior season.
Ready for another 3-2, and she takes strike three. Right around the corner, and Brown's fifth strikeout, a big one to keep Stewart off base.
Kenzie Brown is still able to get underneath that
5
outside
o'clock
pitch.
somewhere.
Looks like a curveball, could be a low rise ball there on the
Good
outer
one.
corner of the plate. But again, she gets the lower half of the zone and gets the corner against a home run hitter in Stewart.
Strikes out Stewart for a second time. Here's Viviana Martinez, who's seen only 3 pitches and hits the 4th one she sees just out of play. The big difference for Texas this year versus last is
I always
have
love the
Viviana
Pirate looks at
Martinez
40.
back. She missed last year due to a knee injury. She said the hardest part about returning was the high expectations she had for herself. It was frustrating to compare herself to 2 years ago. Had to take time to build up and get healthy. Had to learn to let go of expectations, but she has looked every bit the part.
And
into the middle of the order.
son of a
at the end of the
sailor.
season. Remember, she set a freshman RBI record in 2023.
Those are good ones.
Two-time All Big 12 player who had 397 in the SEC this year.
Tegan Kavan told us that
What do
last
y'all
year
think
Vivi
about
was
that?
the
A
best
Pirate
at
looks
being
at 40
everyone's
and
biggest
son of a
fan
son
while
of
she
a
was
sailor.
rehabbing. She said now she's still everyone's biggest cheerleader. She just gets to contribute too, so we get to cheer for her just as much.
A sweet swinging shortstop who has brought the energy on and off the field. Her dad, Victor, was in the Mariners minor leagues for 6 years, pro baseball player. And Vivi said that's where her smooth swing comes from. Two and two to Martinez. Henry still at first.
Yeah, it's hard to think back to last season, Kevin, and the fact that Vivi Martinez was not on the field at shortstop for Texas when they won a national championship. Such a pivotal part of their offensive lineup. Of course, what she's able to do defensively and the range that she has, and they still won it all despite that.
Going to see a 6 pitch here from Kenzie Brown. Gets a piece. This ball squibbed on the line. It's going to sit on the line and then roll foul. And a good thing it did because Caden Henry was making a beeline for home. That's hitting on 17 right there.
A centimeter away. Caden Henry did not stop. Nobody was covering home. So while ASU was watching and hoping that this ball was going to roll foul. Look at Caden Henry. She motors on over to second. She keeps going to third. Nobody is covering home right now. Kenzie Brown and Swan are right there. Home is wide open. If that would have been a fair ball, it would have been a run for Texas easy.
Instead, a 7th pitch to Martinez.
These are just such better at bats. It's easy.
Instead, a 7th pitch to Martinez.
All right, we're back on the Outlaws feed, so the glitches should be gone
There
now.
were some pretty quick outs in that complete
Yeah,
game.
Valicano is a great
that
song
Kenzie Brown
too.
threw. She only threw 94 pitches in game one. She's already
I got the
at
Outlaw
84
here
at
on the
bottom of
phone. He's bothering us. What's up, man?
They fouled off 9 pitches in the inning with 3 Texas hitters. And Martinez makes it 10. Think about how long Vivi Martinez has been on the scene. She committed to Mike White when he was still the coach at Oregon. Such a young commit at the time. Mike White now in his 8th year at Texas. Vivi in her 4th year at Texas. Changed her commitment. Mike White changed teams. She's going to see a 9th pitch here. 2-2 from Brown. It remains. And 2-2, it will remain.
And Kenzie Brown's getting frustrated. You can see it with her body language as Vivi is just continuing to spoil these pitches. The foul ball before, she had kind of fisted her glove with her pitching hand, like, oh, it was so close to getting her out there. Another one spoiled. They're really making her work under this hot Texas heat. So humid.
Seen 9 pitches, fouled off 7 this at-bat. Another 2-2, the 10th pitch coming. Fouled off again. What is it like as a pitcher, not just to labor an at-bat like this, but on a day like this feels like 90 plus?
So frustrating. And just mentally, you're trying to stay in it. You don't want to make a mistake. You're trying to figure out what you can throw to get her out this time. What can miss a barrel? I'd like to see her go up and in on the hands.
Down and away instead.
She was trying to get there, though. I think that was supposed to be a rise ball. That was further up. It just missed a little bit low.
Still where you want to go if you're Brown?
I'd bring that same pitch back to her, but just in the spot that it's supposed to be. Rise ball up and in on the hands. Vivi has such quick hands, though, on the inner half. In has to be in.
7 straight foul balls. Another one. You're going to run out of phone battery if you keep recording this at bat, my friend. 8 2-strike foul balls. 8 pitches in a row fouled away. Pitch number 13 on the way. It's high. They're on their feet in burnt orange here at McCombs for the 14th pitch to Martinez. Fouled away again.
It's so frustrating if you're Kenzie Brown. And if you're Vivi Martinez, you are hanging on by a thread with a lot of these foul balls.
15th pitch of this at-bat. We've had plenty of innings shorter than this at-bat. Kenzie Brown threw 18 pitches in the first 2 innings. Her 15th to Martinez alone. Swinging a foul ball. This is insane. 10 2-strike foul balls.
I try to go low and in with the drop ball at this point.
Pitch number 16, I think.
She's covering the outer half. I mean, she's covering just about everything, but I do feel like the one pitch we haven't seen is a 68-mile-an-hour drop ball inside to Vivi. We've seen the rise ball in the outer half. We've seen a changeup inside, rise ball out of the zone. Goodness.
Why hasn't she tried to throw that?
I don't know. Maybe we'll see here.
The 17th pitch of this epic battle. Fair! Triple! It's 3-0.
This is just a prime example of Texas fight within an at-bat by Martinez. Gets an off-speed pitch. That was 60 miles an hour more up in the zone, and Vivi just hammers it 73 miles an hour off the bat. It finds a hole, and it just rolls. An RBI, a triple. My goodness, it got the crowd involved in that one. They were all pulling for her and made Kenzie Brown just absolutely work up to 93 pitches now.
You watch this sport because every game you can see something you've never seen before. And if any of you have ever seen a 17-pitch at-bat end in a triple, we'd really like to hear about it. Viviana Martinez's first triple since Game 3 of the Super Regionals in 2024. And Kenzie Brown departs maybe for the final time. The All-American at Arizona State will turn it over to Mika Lupi in a 3-0 game.
You can do this. You can be the first millennial to book a trip on their phone. How? Kayak.
At bat, Kenzie Brown runs out of gas here in the fifth. Mika Lupi comes on. One unearned run only in 4+ innings yesterday, and she'll face Reese Atwood with Martinez at third, trying to keep this a 3-run game.
And Mika Lupi has gotten a lot of experience here late in the season, being a very strong number 2 pitcher behind Kenzie Brown. They've thrown her in the Big 12 tournament. They threw her in the College Station Regional as well on Sunday against Texas A&M. She got the start to go for the win to get here to Supers.
Reese Atwood gets jammed and fouls one away. He's trying to follow a 17-pitch at-bat with 1 pitch at-bat. Incredible stuff from Vivi Martinez. 17 pitches to her. We've had 9 previous half innings in the game. 5 of those 9.5 innings were less than 17 pitches, and one of them was exactly 17. A 17-pitch at-bat ends in a triple.
That has to be one of the best at-bats I've ever seen. Postseason, regular season, conference, doesn't matter. One of the best at-bats I have ever seen.
I think everybody who's here and everybody who's watching would probably agree with you. And the player who missed all of last year as well, Atwood to the first base dugout. It's 1-2.
Now, Mika Lupi is going to come in and just give a different look than what Kenzie Brown did. She's going to be more down the zone. Curveball and drop ball are her best pitches. There's a good velocity, 68, 69, 70 miles an hour, but she's much more down in the zone than what you saw from Brown.
All right.
Swing and a miss. She gets Atwood. She goes up in the zone there. Might have thrown Reese off balance as Loopy picks up a critical second out.
Tammy went on the Margaritaville cruise, huh?
Remember, this is still a great Arizona State offense.
I bet you that was cool as hell. We got 91 people in here now. 78 on X, 13 on YouTube, which is just hilarious.
The country.
If you're watching on X, leave a
They only
comment.
have 6 outs
Let
left,
us
but
know
3
you're
runs in.
real.
Obviously,
Let us know
a
you're
very
not a
manageable
Russian bot.
task for them. So if Loopy can keep it at 3, it'll feel like a win for ASU. Leanne Good, 0 for 2 in the game, 0 for 8 with a walk in the Supers. And a strike, 1-1.
Well, and we know, and we've seen this postseason, that no lead is big enough. So that's another reason that Vivi Martinez at bat was so important, because it led to a Texas run. And against these big offenses, explosive
nothing's
offenses,
wrong, man. Just
we've seen all across the country. You're just never out of
that
the
was
game.
Jesse calling. Oh, god dang it. Trump's damn
They're gonna
urgent
two-out
message,
bunch
man.
run.
Son of a bitch.
You mean on a day where we saw a 16-7 game, you don't think any lead is big enough?
By the same team that had a 8-run comeback in regionals with 2 outs in the 7th inning.
Yep.
Yeah, no lead's big enough for sure.
UCLA, 200-plus home runs on the year. They scored 14 yesterday. These two teams can swing it. It's just been a series that's been largely dominated by the pitching. But things can change in an Austin minute. Swing and a miss by Good. Loopy carving here out of the bullpen. She struck out Atwood. She's got a 2-2 count on Good. And Mike White's coming down to talk to Leanne Good.
Which we saw him do with Reese Atwood as well in yesterday's game. Texas was down. Reese Atwood was up to bat. She was pressing a little bit. You could see it in her shoulders. She got down to a 1-2 count. And then after the Mike White timeout, just like this, Reese Atwood had an RBI that was able to tie up the game.
We asked Mike before today's game what he said to Reese, and he said it really wasn't much. Just wanted her to relax, wanted. Field, and Mejia comes on to make the catch. Vivi Martinez with the at-bat.
All right.
All of the super regionals across college. Your triple makes it 3-0.
Okay, the plumber's fixing that burst pipe. We should be all set.
Good thing you're protected 24/7 with your home and auto bundle from Progressive.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out the right caption to post it.
All right. I don't know, dude. It's this damn infomercial. It's the feed that Jesse had set up. And he's not here. So all I can do is mute his screen or remove his screen and add mine. Unfortunately, my internet connection today is not as good. So we'll see. We'll see. Kind of sucks. Yeah, now I'm glitching as hell. My internet is with T-Mobile. It's not good enough. I'm gonna have to eat the Starlink thing, but the issue was I was supposed to be. It's kind of a long story, but I have a. There was a house I was supposed to be moving into that had broadband cable. So there was like no need to go through all the trouble of getting Starlink here. When I was leaving, or at least leaving for a little while. Wamblero, they might not have a choice. They might not have a choice, man. They might have to just develop. Lowry's not going anywhere. And I don't know whether about Wachenio or not. I don't know if she's leaving or not. Let me get you the volume.
See at the bullpen, or hard to see what's going on in the bullpen, but it's a warm day. Throwing a lot of pitches in the month of May. I'm sure it stayed pretty warm, even if she did not.
I could also.
At what point during that inning do you start?
Ultimately, man, it's going to be like $150 a month to get the Starlink that I need.
12 out of 17.
And that's
0 for 2.
That's a lot.
Strike 2.
It's going to be up to Arizona State.
I don't like
these
spending
last
that kind of money.
6 outs that they're working with to not chase.
Well, put it this way. I'm not in a great position to spend money like that just willy-nilly.
To put a swing on it. They've been chasing more as
I
this
just
game
might
has
not
gone
have
on
a
with
choice.
2 strikes.
Sophomore Sun Devil Mejia. Ground 1 foul. Katie Chester and Emily Shep, 2 juniors to follow. Arizona State won the opening game 4-1. Led 2-0 going into the 5th inning yesterday. From that point forward, Texas has outscored them.
Yeah, no, I know, man. It's just not. Listen, $100
in the last 9 innings
to me is a lot better.
Tegan's 2-2.
I wouldn't be hesitating nearly as much
left at Altmaier.
if it was only 100. But 150, man, is a lot different. That's $1,800
Just
a year.
continue to see these comebacks for Tegan Kavan. There's even been several times this season
Well,
where
again,
she started a
just
game,
like the reality
got
is
pulled,
these
and then came
days,
back to come in
for one
and
reason or
lead. It looked
another,
like a completely
you just
different
have to
pitcher.
have good
The way
internet.
that she has
It's
pitched in
just
game 3 here
life.
today, she has been sharper. She has been locked in, much better than in game 1
And
and game
part
2.
of the trade-off of me living out here on the lake is,
good as there. And Chester
no broadband internet set up straight to
The
my.
top 5 hitters in the Arizona State
Straight
lineup
up to
are combined 1 for 15. The one was a Tanya Windle single to start the game.
And Arizona State, remember before yesterday's game, was on a 10-game win streak. I think that they were riding the highs and the momentum. And
Arizona
they
State's
had
running
some
out of
comebacks
time.
and scored a lot of runs, but you could really feel them be deflated late in the game against Texas yesterday. And I feel like that's carried into today's game. And this is when experience is such a big thing to have. Game 3, super regional, going up against a team that has a ton of it. And you just have never experienced it yourself here before.
A strike on Shep. Tegan Kavan on the World Series All-Tournament team as a freshman. The World Series most outstanding player last year. 6 games, 6 wins. No earned runs allowed at the World Series last year. Gets a ground ball to third. It backs up Nichols. Her high throw pulls Stewart off the bag.
All right.
A miscue on the infield for Texas. J.C. Nichols with a high throw, and her counterpart, Emily Shep, reaches with 2 down.
It's a tough hop for Nichols to decide which one she wanted to play, and then she knew she's going to have to rush that throw a little bit because that ground ball took a little extra time to get to her and maybe slipped out of her hand on a hot, sweaty day like this, but does that open the door for ASU here?
Kavan had retired the last 6. Now Acuna. Acuna had seen 2 pitches and had 2 hits. Had a single to left and that crazy pop-up triple to right, and Texas plays her pretty much straight up this time.
Yeah, her first at bat, or excuse me, her last at bat in the fourth inning, Texas had a big shift. Right field was completely open, and she just blooped one over there and got herself to third base.
One of 7 seniors for the Sun Devils, Yanitza Acuna. A senior from Tucson whose older sister, Yanira, used an extra year of eligibility to play with Yanitza in 2023. And the younger Acuna ending this long run of Sun Devil softball for these sisters. Wanting to extend her career, keep the family name going. If she reaches, she'd bring up Brooklyn Ulrich, another Arizona kid, as the tying run. It'll be a 2-2.
Anchor Financial, huh? All right.
It's popped up foul.
I could definitely use a break on that. I pay $850 a month.
Hitters, Ulrich awaits.
Ridiculous.
As Arizona State still have some spark in their bats. Acuna lifts one to the right side. That ball will land foul off the glove of Stewart.
It's pretty much an exact replica of what her triple looked like, except it landed just barely fair and out of the reach of Leanne Good, and that one was just barely foul. But if you're wondering what her triple looked like, it looked like that, except the outfield was completely shifted toward the left side.
Where do you go here if you're Kavan?
Low and away with her rise ball. Or up and in, complete opposite. But what makes Tegan Gavon's rise ball so good is her ability to throw it in the 4 different quadrants. When you think rise ball maybe is just a fan who's watching this game and you just don't watch that much, maybe you think of a rise ball only at eye height or above a hitter's head, but Tegan Gavon can throw her rise ball at each of the 4 different quadrants in the zone and get a swing and miss.
Overshot that one. It's 3-2 for Acuna. One more of those, and Arizona State will bring up the tying run.
Come on now.
The scrappy, scruffy,
Come on,
Sun
Arizona
Devils.
State.
Not a tournament lock a few weeks ago. Now oh so close to the World Series. 3-2. Acuna fouls it away. And Yaya Acuna is going to work her at bat in the double-digit pitches. She will see a 10th from Tegan Gavon. 4 harder outs to get for Texas. A 3-2 coming. Off the fist to second. Good with a flip, just barely in time. Went the short way to get Shep and end the Arizona State threat. Still 3-0 to the bottom of the 6th.
The NCAA Softball Super Regionals are presented.
Well, Texas is looking pretty good here. They got another inning to put up some insurance runs. Arizona State needs to hold them to a 1-2-3. That'd be great to give them some mental momentum. And then they got 3 outs, and that's it. So we are rapidly approaching the end of this contest. And it's winner take all, man. Whoever wins, they're in. Win, and you're in. We've got 93 people in here right now, 13 on YouTube, and 80 on X. Drop a comment if you're watching on X. Let us know you're real. Heart the show. Hit that heart button.
College World Series without tickets. Morgan Bernardini, 2-run shot with the finishing touches on the Sooners.
Yeah, the insurance runs that were heard around the world, and then getting Kai Minor out to end this game, the celebration. An underdog is still a dog, Matt.
So they say Mississippi State's off to the Women's College World Series for the first time. Yep.
They may be an SEC team, Matt, but what an underdog story this is. First time ever an Oklahoma shutout for the first time in 7 years. That's right, 7 years. 2,548 days since Oklahoma was last shut out, and it happens against a pitcher, Delaney Everett, who came into this weekend having pitched 12 innings on the year. Throws her first complete game today. And if folks saw what happened at the end of the game, Delaney Everett, who said it was her parents' anniversary today, and her father had passed away before the start of last season. She had shoulder surgery in December. You can't even dream this kind of stuff. And that's what college softball has brought us this year. Congratulations to Delaney. We looked at the game today, we're going, all right, is it going to be Peja Gould or Alyssa Faircloth, 2 All-American potentials? Sam Ricketts had other ideas, and the stars were aligned for Delaney Everett to deliver the game of her life and the biggest win in the history of Mississippi State softball. Anna Wells, a bouncing ball. Shep can't play the short hop, and Wells is aboard to start the Texas 6th with the Longhorns on the verge of a return trip to the World Series.
Tough ball to handle, but it's just a play that needs to be made, especially at this point in the game. More of a short hop. Remember, Emily Shep is a catcher by design, but moving over there because of injuries, then shuffling around the infield for Arizona State. They've been a team that has had a lot of adversities when it's come to injuries this season, and Shep, not an everyday third baseman before entering this season.
Dea Wallace replaces her as a pinch runner. Wells. That goes down as an E5. Second error by Shep in the Super Regional. Ashton Maloney out of play. Mika Lupi pitching for Arizona State. Kenzie Brown, 4 1/3, 6 hits, 3 earned, walked 1, struck out 5. And Brown's day ended after a 17 pitch at bat with Viviana Martinez, which finished off with an RBI triple. Was one of the longest at-bats in the country. In fact, the 5th at-bat in all of Division I this season to go 17 pitches or more, and the only at-bat in the country to go 17-plus pitches and end in a hit.
It's so good.
Preposterous. Thanks to our research team for digging out that gem. Slapped into left by Maloney. That's an out.
Well, that's just an example to me of Texas's at-bats today. They have really made the pitchers for Arizona State work, and they've scraped across 3 runs that just feel like 8 runs at this point in the game, with Arizona State's bats just going really quiet. And this has been now 8 innings that they have not scored, and the last time that there were 8 or more innings for Arizona State's offense to go scoreless goes back to the Texas Tech series at the end of April. So on this run, this win streak that they've been on, all on the road, by the way, after that Texas Tech series, they were all on the road for their last Big 12 series and the Big 12 tournament and then regionals. And now here, their offense has absolutely been on fire, but it has gone cold here in the Super.
Kyle Altmaier lines one to the left side and fair. Wallace, the pinch runner, up to second on a base hit by Altmaier. She's been a spark plug since being inserted into the lineup yesterday. She's been on base twice today, and the Longhorns have a rally cooking.
And look at her stay on this outside pitch. Gets her barrel up to it and just stays on top of it. This is a pitch that is left up. Mika Lupi, more down the zone type pitcher with her drop and curve. And Altmaier, loving that she sees one more up in the zone. Line drive to the left side. She struck that well.
Michael White's going to use a pinch hitter, not the one from yesterday. They'll keep Vic Hunter on the bench with the lead and let Katie Bennett bat for J.C. Nichols. Senior with only her second at-bat of the NCAA tournament. Struck out in the regional round. Was a starter last year on the title team. And Nichols went 1 for 2. Bennett bats for her. Trying to extend this 3-0 Longhorn lead. Strike 2 from Lupi. Texas hosting a super regional for the 7th time. They've advanced to the World Series in 5 of the first 6 appearances as a super regional host. The only time they hosted and didn't advance, they were eliminated by Mike White's Oregon Ducks in 2012. Strike 3 called, and the pinch hitter Bennett is down looking.
In every single inch and then some off this outside corner. Lupi is, Bennett takes that, think it's going to be a ball off the plate, and Lupi gets a call. Again, Swan has been working the lower part of the zone for both Brown and Lupi. She's been a great receiver.
First pitch swing by Henry. Arizona State will have Ulrich, Ho Ching, and Wendell. 8-9-1. Well, it's a pretty good 8-9 coming up. Kaylee Pond, the 6-year senior, hoping for one more at bat. And then Sam Swan after that. Another low strike. It's 0-2. And it will be Tegan Kavan, World Series most outstanding player from a year ago, trying to send Texas right back there. One more spot left to fill in the World Series bracket. A bracket peppered with SEC teams, and another one is in the driver's seat. Four SEC teams in the World Series right now: Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi State for the first time. 2 for the Big Ten, Nebraska, UCLA. 1 from the Big 12, Texas Tech. And it'll be Big 12 or SEC here. The Big 12 tournament champs in Arizona State, trying to make it for the 13th time. The SEC tournament champs in Texas, trying to make it for a 9th time for a 3rd straight year. And trying to defend their champ in OKC. Another 0-2 for Henry.
Again, just thinking about how tough it is to lose game 1 and win a super regional, and that's in the history here at Texas of going down in game 1 under Mike White. He has never won a game 1 here as the head coach at Texas.
Henry, Squibber, she runs so well, there's going to be no chance for Lupi. infield single for Henry, who's been on 3 out of 4 times. And Texas loads the bases for Katie Stewart.
I'd call a timeout here if I was ASU to make sure 100% we were on the same page, or coaching is going to come talk to Loopy. But 3-0 is one thing against Texas heading into the 7th. It could quickly be 7-0.
The on-deck hitter is a potential run rule. I mean, I know it's 3-0, but the margins are that thin. First pitch. Katie to right center field. She blistered it. Down for a hit in front of Mejia. 2 more score. 4 RBIs for Stewart, and Texas has some big-time breathing room.
RBIs have come off of a first pitch swing, trying to work her on the inner half, and it's just not in enough. She stayed inside of that so well. Her other one, she got jammed for a couple of RBIs, but this one was 75 miles an hour off the bat. Adds a couple of big-time insurance runs, and exactly what Texas needed here late in this game.
Now a Martinez home run would end the game and end the Super Regional. Mike White is, I think, going to take a timeout here to make a substitution. He will pinch run for Katie Stewart. And Katie will head to the dugout to a hero's welcome. 4 RBIs, as you mentioned, on first pitch swings. And even yesterday, her RBI double was a first pitch swing. So all 5 ribbies, first pitch rips for Stewart, who's got 72 RBIs in 58 games. One-0 to Viviana Martinez. Pinch runner Taylor Anderson at first for Stewart.
It just really feels like, Kevin, that pinch hit 2-run home run by Vic Hunter was such a big blow for Arizona State to take. I just don't feel like they've been able to come back from that swing.
There goes Anderson to second. She'll take a steal. From the moment that ball left Kenzie Brown's hand, that pinch hit home run you're talking about for Hunter, Texas has scored the last 7 runs.
Maybe get a check to see if she left early here.
Arizona State is challenging that the possibility the runner left early at first base on the pitch. It's now under review.
Nothing to lose with this challenge try here. First challenge of the game for either team. We'll see if Taylor Anderson, the pinch runner, left before Mika Lupi released the pitch.
Be on time to me. Perfect. You can see there, and the ball left her hand, and her toe is still on the base. Great timing, actually, with that lead.
So remember, Viviana Martinez, who has 3 home runs this year, can end the Super Regional. She hits a home run, it's an 8-0 lead. It's an 8-run lead after the 5th inning. And Texas can walk off to Oklahoma City. If not, Tegan Kavan will come back out for the top of the 7th and look to complete the shutout. Kenzie Brown, only a spectator at this point.
After review, the runner at first base did not leave early. This call is confirmed, and this is Arizona State's first challenge.
We've had 4 of the 7 teams run rule their way to the World Series. Can Texas make it 5 out of 8? 2-1 for Martinez. Reese Atwood would be next. And she started to swing. She did not, and she did not get a piece of the ball either, so it's 3-1. Megan Bartlett, I think, is asking if that was a foul tip. Scott Mary has no interest in that discussion. So 3-1 to Vivi Martinez off that 17-pitch RBI triple. And she will take ball 4. And now the winning run is at first. And Reese Atwood, in what will surely be her final at-bat at McCombs Field, has a chance to do something truly special. So many memorable moments for Reese Atwood over the years here on the 40 acres. Walk-off hits and big swings galore. First pitch is up and away off the glove of Swan, and the runners will hold. Career at McCombs Field, 4 walk-off hits and 38 of Reese Atwood's 73 career home runs. Nobody in the history of this program has hit more homers or driven in more runs than Reese Atwood. And it was her RBI on an attempted intentional walk against Nyjah Kennedy that gave Texas the win in the Champ Series Game 1 last year. Atwood swings away and fouls off a strike after Katie Chester came in for a chat with Mika Lupi.
Well, Reese Atwood, to me, seems like the type of player that is well aware that this is going to be looking like the last time she's going to step into this box here at this home field. Soaking it up, wanting to make the most of this AB.
1-1 pitch. On the ground and foul. It's 1-2. She told us a couple of years ago she's only ever played catcher because, in her words, I can't really field a ground ball. Was not a huge recruit. Studied Aubrey Monroe, studied Brian McCann, a longtime Atlanta Braves catcher. Texas, the first major Division I school to show interest. Grew up a ranch kid here in the state, dreaming of playing for the Longhorns. A 1-2 for her. On the ground to second base. And that will end the inning. There will be no run rule for Texas here. But the Longhorns are 3 outs away from a return engagement at the World Series.
Hidden Valley Ranch is made with real ingredients for real ranch flavor that's impossible to put into words. But that's pretty close. Indescribably delicious Hidden Valley Ranch.
Every time I look around, it's in my face.
For over 100 years, the NCAA has supported student athletes competing and going to college. And now, the NCAA and its schools provide healthcare coverage, mental health services, scholarship guarantees, and more. And scholarships have grown. The NCAA is a launching point, a leg up, and a spot to land. See all.
That's right, Womblero. We got 107 people in the chat. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We're at 13 likes. We got to get that up. Although most of y'all are on X. I forget about that. We got 93 on X and 14 on YouTube for 107 in the chat. The dogs were pretty great today, Rated R Superstar. The dogs were pretty great today. Your head coach is an Oklahoma Sooner. What do you expect? Bob Dylan is the man.
Nice. Now we'll get Amy in here. Be careful.
Well, folks, it's been fun. We'll watch Alabama in the World Series, so we'll have more softball coming. It's like Texas is on. We're going to win this one here. Sean, I appreciate that. Thanks to all of y'all, man. Thanks to all of y'all all season long. We got more softball. We're going to watch Alabama. We're going to watch Alabama. I don't know if my camera's working. Yeah, it is. We're going to watch the Alabama game in the rest of the World Series, so it's not over just yet. But, man, just a tough loss today for the Sooners. And, what are you going to do, man? You just can't always be at the top. Mississippi State played an unbelievable series. They came out and kicked ass, man, from the word go. We had a great lead in the first game. We should have won that game. We didn't take care of business. They came back in the 7th inning with an amazing comeback and won game 1. It looked like we were back, but, yesterday was a little deceiving because we scored all those runs in 1 inning, and then we didn't do anything before that inning or anything after that inning. And that basically just continued into today, So I think it was 10 straight innings without any runs between yesterday, the way we ended, and the game today. So, but it's been a great season. Thank you all very much. And we still got more to go. We're going to watch Alabama in the World Series, or maybe we'll see Jordy win her national championship with Nebraska, because that sure does look like it's possible, man, the way she's playing. All right. Y'all have a great day, man.